My friend, wonderful soul, good people of God, I hope you are all doing well. You see, today we shall be talking about respect. It's because of respect that all earthlings might be able to forgive one another. Live with honesty, see? Because if you respect people with different beliefs or different colors, we would all be honest with one another and spreading love to everybody. Here we are dedicated towards ensuring that that is possible, my friends. And now, because you're speaking about respect, the type of videos we have today, they have lacked respect for the word interesting because they have gone beyond that. My friend, without further ado, let's dive in and kindly leave your comments. Tell us where you're watching from and hit the like button. Myself, I'm Y311H. Straight out of Africa with my bunny friend here, Kasungumo. Let's dive in.
Bro, look at the sun in China. Look at this face. Y'all see that? Look at that, bro. It looks just like the iPhone emoji. Like, how does that happen, y'all? Look, it even gets even more intense. Watch this. Look, wait till they zoom in. Look, the whole sky is red. It's just a blink. Look at that. Look at that, y'all. Look at that. Y'all gonna tell me that's not a face on the sun right here? It doesn't look like the iPhone emoji of the sun or the moon? The sun and the moon, right? Because the moon gets the light from the sun. But again, look at that, y'all. And then how it's engulfing this flame? What is that, y'all? Remember, they would have us draw the picture of the sun with the glasses on? Like, why would they even have us do that, you know? And why would we draw a picture of the sun with the glasses on? Like, literally telling us the sun is a living being. Like, with the face on it, though? That's crazy, y'all. What do y'all think of this? So subconsciously, we literally knew the sun is a living entity. To draw with glasses on, knew the sun was alive, y'all. Did anybody ever tell us to do that? I don't even think anybody ever tell us to do that. That just came out with us innately. So y'all see what's going on in China, and no wonder why China is having those huge hail fall upon them right now, y'all. Y'all see that, right? Because they experienced the red sun. Again, what a beautiful time to be alive, y'all. This video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I am only raising awareness to interesting situations during this interesting times. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Like, comment, and share for more videos like this. Thank you for tuning to my frequency. Let's get this shift. Peace in.
Hello, man. Good vibes all the way, wonderful. So, there's this good vibes guy here doing what looks like some magic trick. Or let's see what he's up to. Oh, is he kung fu? What? Wait, is that? My friends, how can you explain that?
You guys need to listen to the people that actually operate this equipment, that are on ships, that understand trajectory and ballistics and bullet drop. Also a correction, the tungsten projectile that is fired from a railgun weighs 3/4 of a pound. 3/4 of a pound and travels 17,000 feet per second. It is mounted on a destroyer, typically 80 feet above the ocean's surface, right? The top of the ocean. And it only requires a 1.69 degree barrel elevation to hit a target 100 miles away. If you read the description in the original video, all of the calculations are provided. It was done by AI, and AI could not calculate 8 inches per mile squared and relate that to bullet drop. When the tungsten projectile reaches the target 100 miles away, the projectile is actually 34 feet higher from where it was fired. And if you look at a curvature calculator at 100 miles at 8 inches per mile squared using spherical trigonometry, if we live on a magical spinning water ball, then at 8 inches per mile squared at 100 miles, you're looking at 6,600 feet of drop. Are you guys telling me that this projectile fired at 100 miles is going to arc and drop 6,600 feet from the ship from which it was fired? I can't help you. We try, but I just feel like this is our club and you ain't in it.
Oh, my friends, how can you explain that? Is it because of the shape of the earth?
If y'all don't do nothing else today, I need y'all to check out the black wife effect trend going on TikTok right now. Like, baby, these men are eating down. I have consecutively watched a multitude of videos of men and a couple of women who are damn near unrecognizable because of the spice that their black wives added to their lives. And don't get me wrong, the people they were dating were already attractive. So it weren't like they were unattractive people. But the level up, oh, honey, it was like, let me go ahead and sprinkle that little black girl magic on you. See, that's why we say black girl magic. It's really a thing. Black girl magic is really a thing. And watching this trend shows you exactly what black girl magic can do for you.
Hey, Kasugumo, Kasugumo, come and see your friend in another place of the world there is doing great work. Oh, my friends, looks like this one decided to dig a hole for himself. Quite interesting, man. These animals are full of love and good vibes. Oh, that one missed the road there and entered in the pool. Look at this other one. Was scared to go outside and is probably wondering, oh my god, I mean it is cold that much out there. And this other guy decided just to wash himself with this God-given liquid. Look at this, man. The fish here, the dog here today decided to swim with the fish, you see? Good vibes. Why does this one look surprised? Oh, probably wondering what's up with the cat, you see? Oh, and another sleepy cat here just feels bad being woken up. Oh, wait. Oh my god. This one looks sick. Oh, just pretending. These animals are ridiculous. Oh my god. They are interesting, man. Hit the like button there for the animal videos.
Anyone know what this is?
No, this is not some rare creature that just attached feathers to a snake. Don't be a sucker. Hope that helps.
Why is a honeymoon called a honeymoon? Well, that roughly started about 500 AD-ish. People would have their wedding ceremony, and for 30 moons afterwards they would drink mead, which was a drink made with honey and moon. Hence we have the word honeymoon. Fact.
Did you know that about animals, my friends?
Will open contact happen on a large scale, visible to everyone, ensuring that no one is left out?
No, because again, there are those who may choose not to experience it. It will happen for those who are willing and open to experience such a thing. So again, the scale of it will happen in phases, will unfold in phases. And those who are open to the vibration will experience certain aspects of it. And this will change over time and broaden over time. But there will be those who are simply unwilling to experience such things, and we have to respect that. Therefore, vibrationally, they will simply not be capable of participating in the experiences that others may be open to experiencing.
In order to understand how important the next couple weeks are going to be for the entire human race, you got to watch this whole video. You got to hear me out. I'm not even asking you to outright believe everything I'm about to tell you. All I'm asking you to do is consider the possibility that it is true. Lately, I've been telling everyone to get as much Terrence Howard as they possibly can, Maine, and there's a really good reason for it. If you haven't watched the Joe Rogan episode with Terrence Howard, I highly recommend that you do. Watching that podcast and this video together are going to help you to tap into very deep truths about reality. Now, this is where it gets really meta. In the episode of Joe Rogan, Terrence Howard talks about the morphogenic field. It would take me hours to explain everything there is to know about this field. I'm just going to give you the cliff notes that are absolutely important for you right now. If a particular crystalline structure has never formed on the Earth before, the chances that it will once are very low. But once it does form, just one time, the chance that it'll do it again increases exponentially. And it's not because the crystalline structure, the first one that forms, propagates more of them. It doesn't give birth to them. It doesn't duplicate itself. So there's no reason that the next crystalline structure of the same type should form any quicker than the first one did. But it does. And once that crystalline formation forms 2 times, the chances it'll do it a 3rd time is even better than the 2nd time. And you see an exponential curve of manifestation of a new structure. Now, it doesn't just work for structures. We're still talking about the morphogenetic field here. It also works with ideas. You may have heard about the numerous experiences that were proven over and over again that when they taught a particular species of animals in a certain locale, let's say on the mainland of Africa, if they taught them a certain new behavior, like teaching monkeys how to use sticks to get termites or teaching a crow about water displacement, members of the same species on other areas like islands and even other continents would pick up the behavior spontaneously. This is the same reason that when that first crystalline structure forms, it gives rise for the ability for that crystalline structure to form again and again at an exponential rate. Have you heard the story about the first person who ran the 4-minute mile? Before they did it, it was thought to be humanly impossible to run the 4-minute mile. Our bodies just couldn't do it. Luckily, there was a guy who didn't believe that. And he trained and he trained and he trained. And eventually he ran the 4-minute mile. And after he ran the 4-minute mile, 2 weeks later, somebody else did. What changed from when they thought it was humanly impossible to when many people started doing it? Nothing, except everyone started to believe it was possible. Human physiology didn't change, or maybe it did. Maybe the belief that we could do it actually changed our bodies. Or maybe we had a little mental limiter in our brain that stopped our bodies, stopped our muscles from being as strong as they could be. Hearing Terrence Howard out and everything that he has to say will open up new areas of your mind. It will take all those limiters off. You'll start to see the world in a new and expanding way. This is why they put so much terror and stress into the internet and the media and everywhere they possibly can, because they are terrified of the moment that someone gets the idea that they can be free, that they deserve all the knowledge and wisdom that is available in the world, because once one person truly believes it, it'll be much quicker for the second person. When you start getting 2, 3, 4, 5, that exponential curve will turn the whole world over. And that's what they're truly terrified of. And people like Terrence Howard are people that are helping to turn that world over in the right direction. You can't even imagine how fast the liberation will happen. All you have to do is open your mind, open your ears, and believe in a new possibility. What's happening right now is going to make the enemy very desperate. So I predict that they're going to do something real wild in the next couple of weeks. We need to stay calm, to stabilize, to ignore them, to refuse them, and stay on the path where we all become enlightened, the path where we build a new world that is for everyone. They're going to be kicking and screaming in the corner. We have to ignore them.
But we also have to unite and spread love. Whoa!
Everybody got it.
Always be careful of ghost nets.
Flip! Come here, Flip! Oh my gosh. Flip, come!
What type of creatures are those? Have you ever seen any of them?
Apertura automatica.
Ma che brava, Nisso!
Cisco. Over here and let him.
Ah man, this is just good vibes. This good vibes guy chose to play the drum to the elephant, you see? And it enjoys the music. Ah, this is quite interesting, my friends, you see? This animal is very intelligent, you see?
And what they've tried to keep from us. If you want to break water into its component parts of hydrogen and oxygen, all you have to do is introduce beryllium or the sound of beryllium. And oxygen will violently break away from any other thing, even hydrogen, to bond with that beryllium. And now you can have, just with the frequency of it, and since the hydrogen is smaller, hydrogen, that waveform, you can send that up into one tube, the oxygen into another tube, without using electrolysis, without using heat. It was just through frequency, and the proof of it, we know the relationship between sodium and chlorine. They're equal and opposite mates. If you get out of the pool and you got chlorine and you're itching from the chlorine, all you have to do is get some real salt and rub that on your skin, and it'll turn right into an oil. It naturally neutralizes each other. So everything has an equal and opposite mate. Lithium becomes sodium in the next octave, doubles the same exact tone, just doubled and wider. The sodium becomes potassium in the next octave, widens up. The reason that arsenic kills us is because our DNA has nitrogen and it has phosphorus in it, because nitrogen unwinds into the next octave right after silicon and becomes phosphorus. Our DNA has both of those in there, but it's going by tone. So the moment arsenic, which sits as a -3 on the next octave, the moment arsenic is introduced, the body thinks that, oh, this is my thing that I need. And it tries to wrap itself around the arsenic, but it causes the DNA to unravel because it's 4 times as large as that nitrogen was. And those other little elements, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, and iron, all of those aren't true elements. Those are isotopes. Those things, those first 3 are the full tones. They make full spheres. But now it becomes elliptical with titanium, vanadium, and chromium. And on the other side, it's like when, like I said, if you wrap the rag around your hand, the first wrap, really tight. You can't get much out of it. Second wrap, damn near can't see the difference of it. Third one, you start seeing hydrogen. The fourth wrap, you see carbon. But in between each one of them, by the time you get, nature does not allow us in the silicon octave for there to expand out. The same titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, and iron, that exists between aluminum and silicon. But nature doesn't allow us to unravel that. But now, with the wave conjugations, we can. We couldn't do that before because we didn't know the angles of incidence that were necessary to open these things up. And you couldn't do that with the platonic solids because the platonic solids were averages and approximations. Like I've said a number of times, you show me a real straight line in nature.
Remarkable new pictures have been released showing that the surface of the sun is fluffy. The video taken by the European Space Agency's solar orbiter shows the sun in unprecedented close-up detail. Scientists have described the surface as fluffy, noting the delicate waving filaments that make up the corona. The fur-like surface is actually made up of charged gas heated to more than 10,000 degrees Celsius.
In that previous video, is that a sieving technique? Then there's this guy here who is digging something from the ground. Let's see what this guy is up to, or what he came across. Looks like ordinary mad. But wait. Good vibes humans can't just be digging on the ground for no good reason. You see? They are pretty careful. Oh, look at this. What's this? Is this a mushroom or what's up? What's going on here? This guy puts what looks like mercury in a basin. Then they add, what is this? Is this coloration or what's up? I don't know. Let's see what. Yeah. They add bubbles of what I don't know to the mercury. Right. Look at this. Oh my god. When you mix the red mercury with the other normal type of mercury, my friend, you get, it does not mix up. Oh, this is crazy. These two liquids do not make a solution, you see? They are different, and one floats and the other one. This is crazy. Without they are mercuries, the most strangest creature ever caught on camera. Wow! And it was like it was chasing some good vibes guy there. Oh my god. Brother man must have been shocked beyond the recognition. And then there's this. What looks like a hybrid of an eagle and another four-legged animal. Is it a cat or what's up? Now this one, my friends, can it fly? Does it produce sound like eagle or cat? Look at this. This man is petting a huge dragon-like creature. Oh, my friends. Where did they get it? A non-cryptid jumping down a hill. What is this thing? Oh my god. And in other places we see this. Oh, what is this now? It's crazy. It's unbelievable stuff, this ones. And then there's this. Is this a seed with overgrown teeth? Or what's that thing, my friends? Or just another crazy sea monster? This good vibes goat here was bonding with this bird. And it's good vibes, man. These are completely different breeds, just having some nice time together, you see? And the goat is excited to meet the bird. It even called their friend there and they are both happy. These guys watch the intriguing moment when female elephants surround their safari vehicles, you see? And this is incredible. And these elephants did that just to protect their calves, you see? And probably they thought that these good vibes humans could have come to take their calves, you see? They decided to offer protection for them. This is nice, my friend. You see, all these animals, they care for their calves like they care for themselves, you see? They understand love and are willing to even put their lives at risk to protect their loved ones. This is incredible, my friends. This is interesting. Good people of us, we should all also be caring and loving to our friends and neighbors and those around us like we do for ourselves. That way the world will be full of good vibes, you see? These animals are nice, my friends, you see? And they just stopped these good vibes guys on their road to wherever they were going. And they just stopped them peacefully, with no causing harm or such a thing, you see? It's good vibes. They understand there is no need for chaos. And then there's this magician dog here. Well, this one looks like they can walk on a rope. Whoa! This one is the magician of their kind.
Dad, just to show you that I'm live, look, and Tom in the background, Tom speak. Yeah. This is literally out my bedroom window. Look, out my bedroom window. And that's the sun. Wow. Can you see that?
This is crazy. Some people believe this is Planet X, which was recorded in Great Britain, Plymouth. A shot of the destroyer outside their building, you see? Some people always claim that it's a reflection of the window. But you can also see the iron oxide very
your
clearly.
awakening is getting pretty deep when you have moments of psychosis. Usually the number one thing that happens is you have overwhelming fears. like your life is in danger. And yes, these are delusions. This is paranoia. But this is actually happening because those irrational fears have always existed inside of you. That's why you have anxiety. That's why you may have social anxiety. You literally feel in danger when you are at a party with strangers and there are no dangers. Why would you have your heart rate increase and you start sweating and you start panicking and there is no physical danger? Because we have irrational fears inside of us. And I don't say irrational to invalidate our fears, only to show that inside of us there is madness. And the ego is in pure madness because it is traumatized. Now, here's the one thing that a lot of people are going to conclude if they have a moment of psychosis, and it is this: something is going horribly wrong. This is absolutely normal to feel because you can feel a level of terror that is so huge that the only rational thing you can think is, oh my God, something is going horribly wrong. And it is not. And the reason why we have to experience these moments of psychosis is because the only way to heal the deep suffering inside is to see it, to experience it, to feel it. When you're done and that psychosis is over, all of that suffering, all of that madness has been healed. I want to give you an analogy so that you can visualize what's happening in your mind in these moments of psychosis. So, a warehouse is going to represent the human mind. So imagine a giant warehouse. It is made up of 4 walls and a roof. But the warehouse is utterly empty. It's very important for this analogy to understand that this warehouse is extremely well built with concrete and steel. And so this structure that has 4 walls is never going to collapse. It is very strong. Now, a healthy mind, the mind of an enlightened person, would be an utterly empty warehouse, empty of all prejudices, belief systems, coping mechanisms, attachments, addictions, fears, you name it. That would be a healthy mind, an empty warehouse. Now, what most of us have is a warehouse that is full of stuff. But the stuff that I'm going to talk about is very, very important because the stuff inside the mind is the ultimate delusion, the ultimate insanity. When you were born, you had a healthy mind, an empty warehouse. As you were exposed to your parents, and they were very likely immature, they emotionally neglected you. They judged you, criticized you, punished you, made you feel unsafe. As you're exposed to this, your healthy mind becomes more and more unhealthy. Your mind goes from being sane to insane. Now, the problem is, everybody goes from healthy mind to unhealthy mind, which means that the world sees an unhealthy mind as normal, which means that insanity is seen as sanity. So I'll give you an example of how the world sees insanity as sanity. In movies and TV shows, you often have a romance between 2 people. And the 2 people, or sometimes just one of the 2 people, are absolutely obsessed with the other person. They're constantly thinking about them. They are texting them. And if the person doesn't reply immediately, the person is scared. Oh my God, are they going to leave me? This is attachment, and this is a form of insanity. It is not from a healthy mind. Please remember, everybody has this. I have this, you have this. So I'm not judging people. I'm literally talking about humanity. So this form of romantic relationship where there is a clear obsession, which is really a kind of sickness, is seen as something absolutely normal and is actually called love, when it is not love, it is just attachment. It is really suffering coming from the inside. Remember how I was talking about the empty warehouse, which is a healthy mind? In childhood, we start to develop attachments. And so in that warehouse, suddenly there's something that wasn't there before, and that is a kind of metal structure, steel beams, you could imagine, trying to hold up the walls and the roof as if the structure is about to fall. Remember what I said about the warehouse, how it is extremely strong, made of concrete and steel? So the fact that you would have a metal structure or beams trying to hold up the walls is insanity because It is a delusion that without the steel beams, the warehouse is going to collapse. It is not. And the more that we are abused and neglected and we don't feel safe in our childhood, which is most people, we develop more and more of these structures in the warehouse until you would basically not be able to even walk in the warehouse because there would be just a million structures trying to hold up the walls and roof of the warehouse, and yet they are not needed. If you removed all of them, the warehouse would be there standing and very strong. What I need you to understand is that this warehouse full of steel beams trying to hold up the walls and the roof is called, in the world, a normal mind. But as I have explained, a normal mind would be an empty warehouse. So what starts to happen as you awaken? Well, maybe you start removing very tiny steel structures. That's not going to make you feel crazy like you have psychotic episodes. But as your awakening starts to get really deep, that's when the really big structures start to crumble. And what happens is you think that you're going crazy because if it were a warehouse and you're standing there and you have the delusion that these things are holding up the walls, if the structures that are holding up the walls start to be destroyed, now you're going to panic and say, oh my God, the warehouse is going to collapse. The warehouse collapsing is you thinking that you're going insane. You're not going insane. You're actually becoming sane. The structures are being removed, but you're afraid that the warehouse, your mind, is going to collapse because you think that the structures are holding up the walls and the roof. They are not. It is all a delusion. It is all insanity. The most wonderful thing that could happen to a human being is removing all of these delusions, all of these steel structures in the warehouse. But guess what? When you start doing that, anybody would look at you and think that you have lost your mind. People who have the same structures in their own mind, they have all sorts of fears and neurosis and addictions and attachments, which is insanity, but they're not removing any of the structures, so they look very sane, they look very normal, and they would look at you like you're going crazy, but it's actually the opposite. Remember, everything is reversed in this world. When you experience psychosis, but you get through it and then you feel fine again, that's like you removed a lot of the insanity in your mind, you removed those structures, and you've noticed that the warehouse did not collapse. So that's the whole process. Your mind didn't break. Actually, your mind is being liberated for the first time. I think in most people, psychosis, even if it's really severe in the sense that you feel absolutely terrified out of your mind, usually it's just a really horrible experience and you're by yourself and you're having all of these fears. Now, if you ever were to experience yourself taking actions, dangerous actions that can harm yourself or others, that's when I would then recommend reaching out for help from a doctor, a psychiatrist, a psychologist, a therapist, somebody. Because the psychosis that I'm talking about, again, is really just deep suffering. You're not taking actions based on your moments of psychosis. It's a very interesting thing. Becoming sane looks like insanity to a world that is used to insanity in the first place.